A very good morning to all the students. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the Rousseau's theory. So just I would like to brief recap you about the Rousseau's theory. In the Rousseau's social contract theory, where Rousseau has basically tried to solve the problem which has emerged due to the enlightenment, or you can say the problem of inequality, the problem of freedom, the problem of corrupt mind, the corrupt human being. So he wanted to cure all these problems with his theory or with his solution that is called as a general will. So in the previous lecture we have discussed that how he has tried to go back to the state of nature where equality was there, no person have had any kind of hatredness was there, no person had a feeling towards self versus others. So means all the person were like a blank sheet of stone. It doesn't mean that he wanted to take back to the what you call previous time, but he was trying to make a society, he was trying to make a state where inequality should not be there, where we may not see any forms of the discrimination, where we may not witness any form of the corrupt society, corrupt human beings. So he wanted to cure all the problem with his model called as a social contract. What is the social contract? Rousseau has said the social contract is a kind of what you call the decision, the popular sovereignty. He has said that where all the person will take the decisions on the basis of the actual will rather than the rational will, real will. So he has talked about in that manner. In the yesterday's lecture, I had also differentiated you between the actual will versus the real will. So we have seen that how the actual will is basically trying to protect the not only to protect the interest of self, but the decision is being taken on behalf of the others. Other person. So we have seen that how the actual will is not the correct what you call the real format of the will means so he has differentiated between these two wills in the previous lecture we have discussed, like you can see in the slides also that he was trying to build a state where all the person should take the decisions not on the basis of self but on the basis of others, means the person will do the activity, will do the action to help the other and to support the society. In this regard, he has criticized the Hobbes theory or Hobbes social contract theory. So, according to the Rousseau, the Hobbes social contract theory is not the perfect one because with the model of social contract theory of Hobbesian method will establish a monarch kind of regime, and it will never create a equality. It will never make a what you call bring the people from the discriminatory kind of process. So he was trying to remove or cure all the things of the social contract theory, which has been discussed by the uh, Thomas Hobbes and the John Locke. So he was not agreed with the both the thinkers' social contract theory, and he was trying to give a model through which we can cure the society, through which we can cure the minds of people. So he has given the idea about the general will, and his general will is also known as the popular sovereignty, and his general will is also known as a kind of a real will, or you can say that his real will he has talked about. So in this will you can see there are two wills are there, a particular will versus the general will. So what is the particular will or the actual will is there. So particular will and the actual will basically try to take the decisions on the basis of self or on the basis of self regarding interest rather than the interest for the others, whereas the real will is the real format of the general will. So he has talked about in that in this what you call the social contract. So we have discussed already these things in the previous lecture. So I would not like to go furthermore. Now today in the today's class, I'm going to discuss you the analysis how far the method, the suggestion which has been mentioned by the philosophy which has been mentioned by the Rousseau is the correct, or what are those loopholes are there, what are those positive points are there. So first of all, we can start with the some few important negative points. Then I will discuss you the positive point. One thing is quite correct, that Rousseau was trying to cure the society, cure the inequality. But the suggestion, the method which has been suggested by the Rousseau is very different, or it is very difficult to differentiate between the concept of real will versus the actual will. How can we identify that the decision which is being taken by the one person versus the other person is a form of real will or the actual will? For example, in this classroom, Utkarsh has said that I am taking the decision to appoint the Prerna as a CR in this classroom. So it is not for the my interest, but it is the interest for the class, because she is more capable person to rule the class and to take the decision related to the class. But the question may be, Utkarsh may have some personal interest with the Prerna, because he is very much a good friend of the Prerna, and she can do favor to him. So we don't know that how the decision is taken by the individual is associated with the real will or the actual will. So the most first problem is the what you call problem related to the differentiation between the real will versus the actual will, or you can say that general will versus the particular will or interest of individual person. How in any decision is the decision is not based on the self interest, but the decision is based on the interest of the other person. So it is very tough to identify that thing first. The second critique is the it is will of empathy, means some person have said that it is what you call not capable enough to identify that how where is the government. For example, if we need to take the decision or we need to do any activity, how can we take the decision, how we can what you call decide that this is legislature, this is executive, this is judiciary. There is no such kind of body was there. So Rousseau has nowhere mentioned about the legislature, executive, and the judiciary kind of thing. He has said that all the people in the state are be a part of government. The popular sovereignty resides in all the person. So nowhere he has talked about the what you call government, legislature, executive, and the judiciary. Means all the people here are the part of legislature, executive, and the judiciary. So he has talked about in that manner. So what I am talking to you is Rousseau. Some persons have talked, like the Sabine has said. Sabine has talked about that how the Rousseau's social contract is somewhere related to the empathy. Means it has nowhere discussed about the legislature, executive, and the judiciary in a more detailed manner. There are some critique are there related to how far all the persons are free to take the decision. Means like he was talking about to provide the liberty and to provide the what you call freedom to take the decision. And he has tried to make the general will is based on the freedom. Means the decision being taken by the individual is based on the freedom. So he has said that how can we identify the decision is being taken by the individual is based on his or her freedom? For example, just I would like to take you the example in India's democracy. In Indian democracy, we see that most point of time the people always cast the vote either on the basis of what you call for their self-interest, for their employment, or on the name of caste, on the name of religion, on the name of gender. Means so many other factors are there on which the people used to cast their vote. So this uh, it is very tough to identify the fact that person is taking the decision in a free mode. Means free means liberal liberty mode, that the person is not having their any personal interest, the person is not having any pressure from the community, the person is not having any pressure from the society, because we are social human beings, we live in a society. Or we don't have any pressure from the family. For example, in your family, all the person are going to support a person, and you think that a person is correct person, but you will be forced, you are not free to take the decision. So this thing has been questioned by some scholars related to the critique of Rousseau's general will. There is another critique has been mentioned by the for this what you call, the name is the Foster. The Foster has said that Rousseau's general will is very much idealistic in nature. It is far away from the reality. What he said, that it is far away from the reality. It is not related to the what you call the reality, because how can we identify, this Foster has said, it is very tough to make a society where the people think, or people take the decision, or people sees their interest in the interest of others. It is totally a idealistic situation. All human beings are not like that, and there are only few human beings are like that. So all human beings are driven by their own desire, their own feelings, their own emotions. All human beings are not like the what we call the Rousseau has said. And the education is not going to make the what you call the ethical person. And this James Foster has also said that how this education will always gives you the reason, and the person will identify the truth. The education is a way towards to understand, to take the decision related to the truth versus untruth, or to question the persisting system, rather than making a ethical or emotional human being. So James Foster has basically questioned the idea about the social contract. He said the social contract which has been created by the Rousseau is totally idealistic in nature. It is far away from the reality, because human beings are totally made on the basis of self interest, and all human beings are eager or try to protect and promote their own interest. And the model which has been suggested by the Rousseau is idealistic, like the Plato has tried to create a society, the society where what you call the philosopher king will rule the state, and all the person will perform the activity according to their own qualification. So same thing like that, Foster has said the Rousseau's theory of general will is also very much idealistic in nature. It is far away from the reality. And the idea of the government, which has been mentioned by the Rousseau, is not possible, because the government, for example, the states like India, or the state like USA, or other country, it is not possible to apply the model of general will in the larger state like India, or any larger state like that. So Rousseau's idea of general will is only capable enough to a very small population, or to a very small state. So it can be said that the Rousseau's model of general will, or the part what you call the direct democracy, can only be applicable in a smaller state, not the larger state. A smaller state, you can imagine the smallest state like the our college premises, or that our college south campus region, there people can gather together 20-30,000 maximum, so that they can cast their vote and they can make their representative. It is also a kind of huge population. So the idea which has been mentioned by the Rousseau for the direct democracy and for the smaller state, it is not applicable in the modern world. So this is also one of the important critique. And Bentham was also against the what you call the Rousseau's philosophy of social contract. Bentham has said that the state of nature which has been mentioned by the Rousseau is what you call hypothetical. It was not there, because whenever a person born, whenever a person takes the birth, the person always try to survive. First of all, the survival is there. So by birth, all human beings are not corrupt. He said that not corrupt, but person try to survive in the nature. So they require the food, and if there is no food, or the demand is high and the supply is less, so the what you call the fight used to be happen, a fight used to take place. So he has talked about that thing also. And he has also said that somewhere the Hobbes theory of state of nature is quite what you call real, because when if you can go to the age of primitive era, or due to the Homo sapiens, so that point of time the human used to fight each other. For what purpose? To survive on this earth, to survive, for their survival. So the Bentham has said that theory which has been given by the Rousseau is very much idealistic in nature. It is far away from the reality. It is far away from the truth. Now I would like to come to the next point. What are those positive points? Yes, it is quite correct that Rousseau was trying to cure the problem. Rousseau was trying to improve the problem of state in terms how we can overcome from the problem of this corrupt mind, how we can overcome from the self-interest towards the interest for the society, how we can create a civic human being, or how we can make a civilized society rather than the society which is totally based on the self-interest. So he was trying to cure three important things. First of all, he was trying to cure the individual, purify the mind, purify the soul of individual. Secondly, he was trying to cure the society, means the society is will be based on, not on the self interest, but on the interest of the others. And the third, he was trying to make the government, or you can say the state, that state such kind of state where all the person will respect each other. There will be no corrupt mind will be there. All the person will driven by the interest of others, how we can fulfill and what you call support the other person's interest, or protect the interest of other person rather than the interest of self. So he was trying to create a state that is totally based on the model of equality, liberty, what you call freedom is there. Maximum amount of the freedom is there. There is no corruption, or corrupt state will be there. All the person will live in a state where there is no problem. Means he was trying to cure the model, cure the society with the model of social contract, or you can say general will theory, or you can also say in terms of the popular sovereignty. Means he was trying to remove or the model of elite form of the government, or he has questioned the model of democracy which was there. So he has tried to question the forms of the government. So he has contributed in three ways. First, he was trying to say the government should always be based on the direct democracy, or the popular sovereignty model government can be there, or in the model of general will. Second, he was trying to cure the society. The corrupt thing should be removed from the society. And the third and the last, to make a good human being. The human being based on the reason, but reason will apply not for the self-interest, but for the interest of the others. So this was the overall what you call Rousseau social contract theory. So if any student have any query or the questions related to this topic, so you can ask me. Okay, so Anushka, Nupur, Anant, everything is clear? Everything is clear? So there is no voice. Ani, everything is clear?
Sir, it's clear.
Okay.